Greetings and welcome to my channel, dear viewers. I hope you're having a great day. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video. The first two words his daughter says are not dada, as revealed by Drew Scott. It took some time for Drew Scott to hear his daughter utter dada for the first time. According to People, the 47-year-old Property Brothers star and his wife Linda Fan have two children together, a 3-year-old son named Parker and a 1-year-old daughter named Piper. They were married in 2018. On June 5, 2024, the pair shared a joint Instagram post announcing Piper Ray's arrival. Drew Scott, a father of two, stated in an interview with People, which was published on August 3, that his daughter's first word was mama, which she would utter all the time. Unfortunately for Drew Scott, dada wasn't his daughter's second word. After then, months pass. "Come on, I say," he said to People, dada 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 dada. Her second word was hippo. She has a hippo as a stuffy. Hippo was her second word, and I thought, you can't even say dada before hippo, he continued. Drew Scott, who had to wait, acknowledged that Piper had subsequently picked up the word dada. "I'm happy now that she's saying dada," he added. According to People, Drew Scott and his wife met at a Toronto Fashion Week event in 2010. The site said that Fan was issuing citations for bad fashion while dressed as the fashion police. Through exchanging phone numbers and going on their first date a few months later, they moved in together in 2012. After announcing their engagement in 2016, the pair moved into their ideal house 2 years later, and in May 2018 they were married. They announced the arrival of Piper 2 years after welcoming Parker in May 2022. Alongside his twin brother and fellow HGTV star Jonathan Scott, Drew Scott made an appearance on The Jennifer Hudson Show in November. At the age of 5 months, Piper was struggling to distinguish between her father and uncle. According to People, he told host Jennifer Hudson, "Piper is now beginning to realize it's not me." For the first few months, Piper didn't understand why Daddy shaved, but now she's officially begun to identify me, Jonathan Scott continued. Drew Scott said that his son thinks Jonathan Scott is the funniest person ever in reference to Parker. Additionally, he disclosed that he refers to his two kids as PMP Music Factory. She and Parker are very different. In reference to becoming a father of two, he continued, "Parker is only 2 years older, but I forgot everything I learned with him, so it's like starting over again fresh." In contrast, Joanne Scott, the twins' mother, is not as happy as Piper is when she is in her uncle's arms. "She cries the moment I give her to my mom," Drew remarked. "It kills my mom and she hates it. Can you print off a bunch of pictures of my face and hang them around her crib?" my mom asked. "Do we want to scar the child?" I asked. "Or would we prefer that she like you?" He continued. According to People, Jonathan Scott will soon become the stepfather to his fiancée Zooey Deschanel's two children, Elsie Otter, age 9, and Charlie Wolf, age 7, whom she shares with her ex-husband Jacob Pechenik. In August 2023, Jonathan Scott and Deschanel shared an Instagram post announcing their engagement. Drew Scott shares the cutest baby daughter video ever. Drew Scott has shared what may be the cutest photo of his daughter Piper, who is 1 year old. The HGTV personality recently shared a heartwarming video on Instagram. In the video, a small youngster named Piper is shown sound asleep while standing up and leaning on a kid-sized chair while wearing onesie pajamas adorned with cartoon animals and plants. The chair set is where the young girl's head and arms are resting. Drew captioned the photo, "Is standing up during sleep normal?" Drew also typed the question, "Parents, where is the funniest place you found your kids sleeping in?" above the video. Hearts are melting for Drew Scott's tiny daughter. Fans of Sleepy Piper are infatuated. "Anything goes when you're so adorable," someone commented. "Anything goes when you're so adorable," wrote another. However, some people responded to reassure the toddler's father that it's quite normal. "My son fell asleep on his potty chair," one fan said. "He is now 28 years old and we still make fun of him for it. I have a photo someplace. My youngest would sleep in the hallway, so you would have to step over him to use the restroom," said another commenter. "I used to do this or fall asleep half climbing into a chair," another person wrote. Take advantage of this stage while it lasts. Throughout the summer, Piper has been a jet setter. To be fair, it's understandable that tiny Piper Scott is exhausted because she's had a very active summer. Over the summer, Piper and her 3-year-old brother Parker traveled to Scotland, Germany, Italy, and Switzerland for 2 weeks with her property brother, father, and wife Linda Fan. Imagine traveling, it was 10 people, Drew stated in an episode of the podcast Ridiculous. Along with Linda's parents, we had a 1-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 91-year-old, and an 81-year-old. It was a lot, but we traveled to my dad's hometown in Scotland, Drew continued. He's Scottish. Town was small. We then proceeded to stay in a castle. It was incredible. I also enjoy taking tours of castles. In fact, seeing all these stone castles and the ruins was what first drew me to building as a child. Drew makes jokes about Piper's initial and subsequent words. Even though Drew Scott is happy when he finds Piper sleeping upright, not everything about fatherhood is going as planned. Dada wasn't Piper's first or second word, as Drew Scott disclosed to People. According to Drew, Mama was her first word and she would say it constantly. After that, months pass. Come on, I say. Her second word is hippo. Her stuffy is a hippo. Dada 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 dada. Hippo was her second word, and I thought, you can't even say dada before hippo? Drew chuckled. However, everything works out perfectly for the pleased father. I'm happy that she's saying dada now, he continues. Drew Scott, star of Property Brothers, shares a sweet secret. About his baby daughter Piper. Regarding his 5-month-old daughter Piper, Drew Scott has been talking about how she is beginning to understand the distinction between him and his twin brother Jonathan Scott. Drew talked about his expanding family during the Property Brothers cast's Thursday, November 7th appearance on The Jennifer Hudson Show. On June 5, 2024, Drew and his spouse Linda Fan welcomed their second child. Parker, the couple's 2-year-old son, was born on May 4, 2022. According to People, Drew remarked, Piper, she's a little sweetheart. I refer to Parker and Piper as P&P Music Factory. What a tiny darling she is. He went on, she's so different from Parker. It's like starting over from scratch because even though Parker was just 2 years older, I forgot all we learned together. For example, how can I change a diaper as effectively as possible? Additionally, Drew said that his daughter is now starting to recognize it's not me when playing with his twin brother Jonathan. Jonathan talked about his niece and nephew, saying, Parker is really delighted when I arrive and loves to read and dance with me. For the first few months, Piper didn't understand why her father shaved, but now she's definitely begun to identify me. Drew joked and got older, looking more wrinkled and more gray. Jonathan continued, but now she smiles and she's so excited, and I can tell already. Our children, a boy and a girl ages 7 and 9, think I'm the biggest idiot. Even if I am a complete immature clown, I will still bring that enthusiasm to that house. Zooey Deschanel and her ex-husband Jacob Pechenik share a daughter, Elsie, and a son, Charlie, with Jonathan as their stepfather. When it came to the twins' mother, Joanne Scott, it was a different story. Drew observed that Piper bonded to his brother right away, noting that the first time he and his wife gave her to Jonathan, there were smiles and everything. She cried the moment I handed her to my mom, Drew recounted. Kills my mom and she despises it. Can you print off a bunch of pictures of my face and hang them around her crib? My mom asked. Do we want to scar the child? I asked. Or would we prefer that she like you? Most famously, Drew and his brother Jonathan co-host HGTV's Property Brothers, a show about house remodeling in which Drew plays the role of agent and Jonathan plays the role of contractor. Due to the show's popularity, other spin-offs have been produced, such as Brother vs. Brother, Buying and Selling, Property Brothers, At Home, and Property Brothers, Forever Homes. Drew Scott posts cute family pictures with his son Parker on April 22nd. HGTV star Drew Scott celebrated his wife Linda Fan's 38th birthday on Instagram. He shared a few family photographs, including one of the couple's young son Parker, who turns 1 on May 4th, along with a solo one of Linda. "I've never met a more beautiful soul than Linda. Her presence in my life improves me every day. Happy birthday, Lindy," Drew captioned the photo. Why Drew Scott won't post Parker's face confounds fans. The couple's friends and admirers were delighted to join the comment area and wish Linda a happy birthday, but several users took issue with the fact that Drew and Linda never include the face of baby Parker in any of the pictures they upload online. "I've always wondered why the children's faces are hidden," one person said. "If you want discretion, don't go out in photos, and that's that. Picture of his face is blocked, so why bother? For security reasons, don't submit anything at all." Another remark said, "Silly photos." This comment prompted several users to defend Drew and Linda in the comments section, with ones like, "Maybe they don't want their baby's faces plastered all over for haters to make trash comments? It's not your child, so keep your mouth shut." And "Unfollowing is the best way to stop feeling so upset." Problem solved. Drew hasn't mentioned his and Linda's decision to hide their son's face on social media, but he is one of many famous people who do so. Some celebrities angle their infants away from the camera, while others cover their faces with emojis to hide who they are. In an August 2022 interview with Entertainment Tonight, Drew talked on the love he feels when he sees his son's face, saying, "It's amazing just seeing his face when he looks at you, like once he started focusing in and he locks eyes with you. Oh, your heart melts. It's incredible." On April 23rd, on Linda's birthday, which is also Earth Day, Drew posted a second video post that showed the family of 3 at a beach cleanup. Although he got a lot of criticism for concealing his son's face as he had done on the first post, Drew also got a lot of praise for the day his family spent helping the environment. One fan said, "You 3 are just adorable." Another admirer said, "Nice photos of Linda, Parker, and Drew. Linda will soon no longer be carrying this baby, which is growing gorgeous and heavy." A third person added, "On May 15th, Drew Scott will return with a celebrity IOU. Watch how Drew Scott's wife Linda saved my life after his Christmas tree nearly collapsed as he was underneath it." The star of Property Brothers displays his family's Los Angeles home. Linda and their 2 children are shown in a new video tour of their holiday-themed home. Christmas spirit of Drew Scott and his wife Linda Fan almost collapsed. According to a recent video tour of his LA, Drew published pictures of his elaborately decorated holiday home on his twin brother Jonathan Scott's website. Drew also highlighted the moment he nearly got decked out instead of his hallways. He can be seen in the video as the tree begins to topple over, his feet protruding from behind it. In order to keep the tree from falling on Drew, Linda leaps into action and gives it a full-body embrace. "I took the stand and I was rotating the tree and it just collapsed on itself," he said. "Thank goodness, Linda came to my rescue." In addition to displaying his handmade ornaments and vintage Christmas movie projections, the Property Brothers star also displayed a miniature holiday train that was ideal for the couple's 2 young children, Parker and Piper. 2 HGTV hosts also provide additional holiday decorating advice for their fans on their website. The tour starts at the couple's front door, where a railing leading upstairs is decorated with bows made of pink and green pastel ribbon. "Every year we add a little something or we just try to change a little something," Drew explains. "This year we wanted to simplify a little bit, so instead of having the thick green garland with pine cones and everything else coming up the railing, we went with these ribbons. A little classier." Concept of using ribbons as a motif throughout the house was credited to Linda, according to Drew. The video shows Drew's wife, Linda, stringing bows around the couple's Christmas tree. "Linda is the ribbon queen," he says. "As in, I just found a ton of scrap ribbon and it's going on the tree," quips Linda. Drew, who makes sure to decorate with non-breakable ornaments for when tiny kids are underfoot, explains that the couple's tree is a handcrafted winter paradise, pointing out ornaments made by their children and snowflakes they produce themselves to fill in the tree. For the record, Jonathan's home is filled with several breakable decorations and ornaments. I try to make sure that I have more wood items for the little ones, or even if it's a ball on the tree, it's something that bounces if it falls, adds Drew, dropping an ornament to demonstrate its shatterproof nature. Additionally, Drew revealed a surprise tip for decorating trees. Drew stage whispers to the camera, "I'm going to tell you a dirty little secret that I don't think Linda wants me to tell you, since the tree's rear is bare of decorations. We were short." When Linda hears, she compares the tree to being dressed in a hospital gown, which is naked in the rear and covered in the front. The couple's piece de resistance, as Drew refers to it, is also in the living room. A tiny holiday train is suspended from the ceiling and travels on hanging rails, making it visible from below. "Parker loves trains," explains Drew, "so we thought we'd do a little track this year. I thought, we have to make this happen, especially for Parker, because Linda mentioned it as a fantastic idea that she believed would never be realized. And to demonstrate to Linda my ability to follow through and complete a task." Couples' homes outside is equally as festive and nostalgic as its interior. "Our parents always went above and above when we were growing up," says Drew. "We decorated the house, we would put up the lights with our dad. It wasn't quite to the Griswold level that I have now, but I think even Chevy Chase would be proud of me." Since the exterior lights are smart lights, the couple installed them around Halloween and simply used a remote control to adjust the colors to fit the Christmas motif. The projector Drew has put up to play the 1964 claymation rendition of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on the front of the house, however, is possibly even more entertaining than the ornate lights. "This is one of my favorites from when I was a kid," Drew says. And neighbors stop by non-stop, taking pictures and videos of the home because I think it brings them back to their childhood too. "I love that once that lights go on and the projection goes on, we have neighbors specifically coming to this street to see our house, and that's kind of fun," he continues. In 2010, during Toronto Fashion Week, Drew and Linda first crossed paths. 4 years after their beautiful May 2018 wedding in Italy, they welcomed their first child, a 2-year-old son named Parker. In January 2024, they welcomed their baby girl and shared on Instagram that they were pregnant again.